Hi everyone, this is Patty. Welcome to Keepsakes by Patty Cakes, and welcome to my new subscribers. And I want to start off with huge hugs and love to Deborah Day, AB's Kitchen Recipes and Vlogs, Louise Fraser, Beverly Nielsen, Sandy Garrett, and Sparkles Creations Art. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments, and thank you to all my subscribers and for everyone who has stopped by to take a peek at my video. If you haven't subscribed already and you're new, if you like my video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, perhaps subscribing and ringing the bell on the subscribe so you can receive further notifications, and perhaps leaving me a comment. You can hit the dislike button as well. And if you do that, please leave me any suggestions to make my videos better. So today we're going to start off by stitching in the signatures I've been working on for the purple journal. And I've already started by taking a piece of canvas, and what I did was measured where I wanted it from the top and the bottom in my spine of my book. And I'll just show you this real quick. Now, I've seen Tracy Fox from Love Junk Journals just use the canvas, but I have also added, this is just a piece of paper, cardstock paper rather, that is the measurement that I wanted from my template, and it fits inside. It's actually shorter from the distance from here to here because I'm not actually gluing that part down. I'm only going to be gluing the sides here. So it's going to be loose in the center. So when you open it, the benefit of that is it should lay flat. Okay. So I made a template like this out of a regular sheet of paper, and what I did to get the center point was folded it in half, and then to get my other points I simply folded it in half, this part in half that reaches to the center. So it's kind of like an accordion fold, so you can get your different points, unless you want to take your ruler, find your center point and take your ruler and measure out how many centimeters or millimeters or quarter inches or what have you to the different holes. And as you'll see here, mine are spaced out a ½ inch apart. And I made them all even from this part of the template. This was just extra where you see the lines going through. So this is where I got this piece, and mine measures 1 7/8 inches. Every book is probably going to be different unless you have the exact same book as I do. Now on this one, instead of doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which I normally use, I'm using a 5-hole. The reason being is I have some pieces in my journal that are smaller that might not necessarily fit in the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, meaning it won't be held down as well. So then I went ahead and marked on the other side of this paper. I took the template, and all I did was took a marker and marked it after I punched the holes in it. That way I could see it through my canvas. And then all I did was punched holes, and you can see that canvas is self-healing. So you want to put a pretty good size hole in there because it closes back up and will be hard to see. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that again because my holes got smaller because I did this ahead of time. And the reason why I did it ahead of time is because I wanted the glue to dry on the part here where I glued the fabric and this back piece on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch in one of them and I'll do the other two off video, and then we'll continue on with gluing it in. And then I will also show you how I'm putting the holes in the signatures. As you can see, I have the template here, and I'm taking this envelope is going to go in here, but I'm going to do it separately, and it just works easier for me. So what I'm going to do is I have drawn a line across all of the holes that I punched, so I would know on the end here where those holes are. So I can just align up the paper, which is the same size as the signature. I can line up the paper, and then I can go to the center fold and put marks where the holes need punched. Okay. And another good idea that you may want to do is mark your top and your bottom, because if you don't have it marked and your holes are a little different with your signatures, it can be off whenever you're trying to stitch it in. So I'm just making sure they're actually in the crease there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a book. I don't have the cradle that some people have, so I just use an open book that has a pretty deep fold in there so you can hold your book. Now I have mine clipped, as you can see, to hold all my papers together in the center, and I'm going to hold it like this at a V, so when I punch the holes in, it will go through the center. So we'll go ahead and do that on all 5 holes. And if I've done this right and lined up my papers right, it should come out on the crease. And it pretty much has. So this, I usually start from the back. I don't know if it's any different whenever you do them loose like this. I've never done this before. So we will just give it a go. Let me grab, okay, let's see, is that the back one? That is the back one. So we'll go ahead and just start with that one. And here I have a polyester waxed thread. It's called Linhasita. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I got this from Italy. And you don't have to get yours from Italy. You can buy wax thread on Amazon or other places. I just have this because I do micro macrame. So I'm just taking it almost 4. Most people do 3, but I wanted to have extra to hang dangles off, and I don't want to run out. I don't know if it's any different doing a 5-hole stitch. I've never watched a video to find out. So I'm just going to try it. So I'm going to leave a length of tail so it will actually come down from the center. So I have some room to tie things on. And then we're going to, I want mine to tie on the inside. Some people do it so there's no tie on the inside and they actually knot it in the back. So we are going to start in the center, okay? And we're going to put it in the back center slot and pull that through. And it's a little, it'll probably be a little more difficult. I don't know why I did that with the needle, that length there. Ignore me saying that because that's the other end. It's supposed to be this end that I want to hang down lower. So we'll just continue on. And I'm not going to pull too tightly because I want to make sure that I get back up through and have room to do that. So I'm just going to pull it through there. And then we're going to go to the next hole. And pull it through. Then we're going to go down through the top hole. Feels like it loosened up. My clips are loosened up, but, or it might be the way I clipped it. Okay, so we're going to go down through the top. And now I'm just going to tighten these up a little. Okay. Now we are going to go back through the second hole from the top and try not to catch the string that we already put through. I think I am catching it. Hold on a second. What I will do and play it smartly is go through this hole first. We can always tighten it up later. Hope I'm still in frame. Okay, now I'm going to take it through the second hole. Try to wriggle it through. Oops. I think I might have made a new hole by wriggle. Oops, I sure did. It has moved. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if this helps. There we go. I'm going to pull it through. Okay, now we're going to skip the middle hole. And we're just going to pull this to the top. And we're going to go down to the second hole from the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to put it through. Oops, got caught here. And then take it down through our fabric here. Then I'm going to take it up through the bottom hole. And go back through our book. Now I moved this one somehow, I think. There we go. There. Okay, so now what we want to do is tighten it all down, but we don't want to pull too hard. Up, down, because we don't want to rip our papers real bad. Okay, so we skip that middle hole. I'm just going to pull this one tight, and we'll go back here to tighten that up and pull this. And what you want to do, oh shoot, forgot, I got to go back up. So now we got to go down through this next hole again, and then we come up the center. I didn't finish it. I'm thinking 3 hole. I don't know where my mind went. Okay. It would be probably easier to tighten it at the end. Okay, now, so what we want to do is this string is on this side, and when we put this up through the middle, we want it to come up on the other side. Make sure I'm getting it in the hole there. Oops, I think I accidentally made the hole bigger. I am going to take it up through the fabric again and then take it through the book, just so I don't keep messing it up. Oops. And then put it on the other side. There we go. And now we can tighten it up. Okay. Tighten up the back. Okay, so now you want to make sure these are tight. So I'm just going to tighten it up a little more. Okay. It's still not very tight here. Okay, don't want to rip it. There we go, that's tighter. And then since it's on both sides of the string, now we can tie our double knot. Okay. And then this way. And then, for good measure, I'm going to tie it again. And then we have our strings. And I'm just going to leave those go. And you can save this for a little bow or something. And so I am going to leave the clips on just to hold it together, and I'll probably put a clip here just so I can sew the other ones in and the pages won't be flopping everywhere. So I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. I just wanted to pop on real quick because I forgot to put the envelope in the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and put it, excuse me, in this one. But I wanted to show you how I did that. All I did was took the template and note the top, whichever side you want to be the top, and I eyeballed it to make the 3 center lines as even as I could, and I marked it like we did the signatures, and then just put the holes in, and then it'll just go right in the center and stitch in with all the other pages. So that's how you do that. And then after it's stitched in, all you do is glue it shut. Unless you want to keep it open for writing. It's up to you. So we'll be back in a few moments. It is all now bound together. So what I'm going to do is I'm not gluing down the center part here. I'm just gluing down the edges. So what I'm going to do is take some paper clips and the bigger ones, hopefully, and I'm going to clip it down in between the pages, kind of where I want it. I'm just going to stand up here to kind of gauge. So there's equal amounts at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to clip those in place. This is just to help me, oops, part of this isn't clipped, to help me keep it positioned while I'm gluing it and as it dries. And I'm also going to clip it down on this outside part here. I don't know if I have enough clips here, but we'll see. There we go. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Got a little tangle up here. So I'm just gonna try to hold it up and pin it, which I know you can't see very well. Try to do the best I can for you to see. One more. Okay. Oops. Let me just pull that out and straighten it to get that one on. Try to scoot this over a little bit. Oops. It's caught. What am I caught on? Oh, I see this little part here. Let me just bending it all up. It's so funny because when I was filming the first part and it, let me just test it out. It looked a lot harder than it really was. If you leave the strings not so tight whenever you're sewing it in, and then tighten them up at the end, it's a lot better. So this is what I have on this side and this side, and I'm happy with that. So I will just, I got all kinds of stuff on here I have to clean off. But now I'm just going to try to hold it up and we'll glue the canvas down. Get some of the dry glue off of there. And this time, instead of using my fingers, Whoops, I think I just set the alarm for my timer. I have a little, here we go, a silicone, which I should have used. I forgot about it. Just checking here. Okay, I'm just going to try to hold this up as I'm holding this. And we don't want to glue down into the spine. And I'm just checking here the paper part. I want to make sure it's needs to go over a little bit there. I want to make sure that's down in there. And this side as well, it is. Okay, so I am just going to lift this up. It's going to be kind of hard for me to show you probably at the same time, but I'm going to put a bead of glue down here outside of the spine part itself, and then I'm going to put glue on the canvas. I'm telling you, I really love that I cut that top off, for sure. It goes on so much easier. Okay, then I'm just going to spread this a little bit out so it doesn't go into the spine. And I'm going to spread it on the canvas the best that I can. And then anything that isn't stuck down, I will go back and glue later. So I'm just going to take my ruler and spread it out. And I'm going to push that down in to make sure that it's where I want it. And then we'll go ahead and glue the other side. And I'm going to turn it around because I'm right-handed. It's just easier. And again, I'm going to put a bead of glue outside of the spine. And on the canvas. Oops. Okay, now we'll stick that down. And I'm going to take my ruler. It's curved at one end of this Tim Holtz ruler. So I'm just going to press that down and pull it out to try to spread that glue. And like I said, I will come back later and glue that down better if it needs be. You know what? I will go ahead and I am going to put some plastic, this stuff in here. It's actually cake color. And excuse me for the crinkling noise. Just so it doesn't stick to the pages of the book. So I'm going to let that go for a second and quickly try to do this. And at the moment, I can't remember what this stuff is called. I apologize. When you're in a hurry, it's hard to think. Okay. And then I'm also going to do the same on the other. because it's coming through the canvas. But this is the stuff we use for shaker cards and whatnot. So I'm just going to put that in there and close the book. And I'm going to put a rubber band around it to let it dry. Then after that, after it dries, we'll come back and put the inside in. So there we go. Let's see if this one will fit across this way. There we go. Perfect. So we'll be back as soon as it dries and we'll get that inside part put in. Okay, I'm going to check it to see if it's dry. And I remembered what this plastic's called. Acetate. So it looked like it dried pretty well. Okay, and we'll go ahead and take the paper clips off. They're getting stuck on the sequins here, so just be careful with that. Okay. Oops, one got caught. There we go. And the bottom fuzz. Whoops. Grabbed the wrong one. It's going through a sequin again, I see. There we go. One more. Just want to try to grab it so it doesn't go into the sequins there. This one looks like it's a little loose. Don't like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'll have to fix that one, is glue in the front and the back. And this is nice with it lying straight. Let's just check. Yes, that's the top. And get the glue. It seems to have disappeared. That's strange. Oh, 1 second. Let me, oh, I see. It got moved for some reason. Okay. I have a piece of satin ribbon on here. Because I have something I'll be hanging off of that. So take my brush again and spread this out. About right there. Just rubbing it down to get it to stay in place. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the back. Goes this way. And I want to make sure I get it even with the front. And I was thinking about putting that lace on the back too, but I don't think I have enough. So, okay, let's just go ahead and get the glue on it. Oops. Hair caught in my ring. My own hair. A little bit more where I missed here. Okay. And again, this paper is out of R.D.E. Maze's Purple Medley Kit, the same as what I've used throughout the journal. And we are done with the cover. So the next thing we'll work on is the cover itself. I'm so excited, and I apologize about that going crooked. My camera moved on its own. But I hope you saw that glued down, which wasn't too hard. And we'll come back with the next video. Thank you so much for joining me through this whole video. And I hope, once again, that you'll give it a go. And practice makes perfect someday for me. So I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.